Hi, thank you for joining me today. Tracy here. Today we continue our series and begin our new week with the Magician card. Um, Last week was the Fool. The Fool is number 0. It's unlimitless possibilities. As souls, we incarnate eons of time. I mean, I don't know how many, but however many we want. Um, so there's unlimitless lives, unlimitless possibilities of where we can go, what we can do. So the next in the series of the tarot is the Magician card. It's the number 1 that it starts the path of creation. Everything kind of moves, usually in a circle of 9, um, and then it resets. So, for example, the Fool got ready to start his journey, and now it's ready to create the life, starting with 1. So the Magician reminds us that everything is at our disposal to create the lives that we want to live. Um, he's got his wand going up, and he's got his finger pointing down. As above, so below. So we are from above, and we're creating what's down on below. And he's also, and the wands represent fire energy, and then you've got the cups represent water energy, and pentacles, which is the earth, and then you've also got sword, which is air, mind, mental. So all of these 4 elements help us create, which ties in with the planets because they all have different energies and elements that they work with. For example, we learn Uranus rules Aquarius, which is more of an air energy. Now you do have different planets, such as um, Mercury is the planet for the magician, and he does rule Gemini, which is an air sign, and Virgo, which is an earth sign. So we do, even if a planet has a sign that is one way or the other, we still take all the elements to create. So if you looked at your chart, it could be a really heavy fire chart, a really heavy water chart, but most people are going to have other places, other planets in places that give some, like maybe you have, um, my Pluto was in Libra, so maybe you don't have any air, and that's so you might not have much, but we do have um, all the different uh, mind, fire, earth, all these help create us and create us in this life. So he's got all of these tools at his disposal. And then the infinity symbol, we are infinite. We have always been, always have been, and always will be. We are just part of that. And so we're constantly in a cycle of death and birth. Think about your own life, not even counting an incarnation. You're constantly growing and changing. You have different paths that you walk. You started out, you're a kid, and then you go into adulthood. Maybe you change a job. You're learning. Things are always, you're always growing. It's always a cycle, up and down, and back around. And then you've also got the red roses. They're more earth energy. Red is the Muladhara root chakra. So they're representing the 3D. And then you've also got the white lilies, which is the purity and the divine. So it's a balance. You have to have a balance of both. Everything in the universe is balance anyway. So, and then you've also got the yellow background showing that the divine is gold, bright light, and he's also wearing his white robe with symbolizing his purity of heart and soul in connection with the divineness. And then he's got his red robe on as well, which indicates, again, the 3D. So the spirit coming into the 3D and having the incarnation, and what is he going to create with the tools at his disposal. What kind of life is he going to be a heavy Tauran and have a lot of earth energy in this lifetime? Maybe it's a mix, and he or she has, a little bit of fire, a little bit of water, a little bit of earth, a little bit of air. And so it really depends, what is our soul looking for in each lifetime, of what energies we want to blend and incorporate. And then he's also got, and I don't know if you can see it very well, a snake belt, and so the snake's eating itself. So again, and the snake sheds, so it's still in that constant growth and change of infinity. It's just you're constantly shedding that skin, constantly growing, and that cycle continues over and over and over. So we've progressed from infinite possibilities into our first level of picking what we're creating and beginning to create it. So this card represents the first step of creation and starting to work with all the elements. And it's reminding us that we do create our reality um, in our lives, and we co-create with the universe. So everything is part of our mind and how we create. So just again, as we the theme is be mindful of what you're creating, be mindful of what you're telling yourself. But yes, so now the magician is reminding it's all within us. We are the creators, and we have the tools at our disposal. So if you get these cards, if you're playing with the tarot and you get the magician, that is what that means. If you have any questions, if you want more clarification, please let me know. I'd be happy to add. And as I mentioned, it also is tied into Mercury. So I will be doing a video on Mercury and talking a little bit about how planet Mercury ties into the magician, and his energy relates to the magician and creation and everything. So more to come on that. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.